Hi guys. I know it's been a while since I've just turned the camera on while I was cooking, and I apologize for that. I just get into my little routine and I forget about it. Today I have got some onions, about 3 Roma tomatoes, and then I started putting just some little sweet peppers in. And I'm just letting that cook. There's no oil in the pan. It's a non-stick ceramic pan. This one's by DeTerra, I think, and I've had it since I went plant-based. And I've got these tiny little sweet peppers, and that's what I'm adding in here. And I've got off camera here my ulu, and I'm just kind of cutting them up and sticking them in the pan as they cook down. And I always have a garbage bowl off to the side where I put all of my cuttings, and sometimes I will cut them and save them in the freezer for making broth, which right now I've got enough broth and don't have any room in my freezer. So I'm not saving them, I am composting them. I've got one of those round barrel composters in the back outside my back door, and it's real easy if I just put these things in this garbage bowl, I call it. And I think I got that from Rachel. Don't even remember her last name. Anyway, she cooks on TV. She has her own show. And yeah, I used to watch her before I went plant-based, but now it's all olive oil and Italian sausage, and I just can't even stomach to watch. So anyway, yeah, peppers, tomatoes, onions, and now I'm going to do this nice green bell pepper. I'm going to add that in. Just making a really simple dinner, as I always do. That's kind of my motto. Simple recipes for a simple life, and I think the simpler the better. People try to complicate it and make it more than it has to be, and then they get overwhelmed and they think, oh my goodness, I don't know what to make, and everything's too complicated, and I don't have those ingredients. And you know what? Just simplify it, make it easy, put whatever flavors you like, and don't worry about it. If you don't have this ingredient, put that ingredient. No biggie. Hey, Pudding. That's my little Yorkie Pudding. Just come in from outside. I've got the back door open. So I put them out there and let them run around, and then they can come back in as they like. So those are just cooking up. Do a few more of these little sweet ones. And I just get whatever I can, whatever I feel like getting or whatever's on sale. There's just an abundance of fresh stuff right now, and that's how we prefer to eat. In fact, I got some onions on sale a few weeks back, just a massive amount, and I just chopped them up and froze them, so they're all in the freezer. And so if I run short, I can just pull out a bag of those frozen ones. So I'm just doing this, and notice that it's just an array of colors, and that is another way that I like to cook, is just cook by the rainbow. The more colors that you get in your diet, the more nutrients and antioxidants that you will have. So I've got my yellow, I've got my red, both in my pepper and my tomatoes, which tomato is technically a fruit, and I don't know, those peppers might even be technically a fruit for all I know. I've got my onions, because onions and garlic are just paramount that we get those every day, because it's just vital to our blood and our lungs, and oxygenating our bodies. And so I'm going to add some fresh garlic powder. I don't use any salt, although if you do not have a problem with arthritis or inflammation of the joints, you can absolutely add salt at the table, not while you're cooking. if you so choose. I'm also going to add some paprika, and this is going to kind of have a Southwest flair. You can notice by the onions and the peppers that this is going to be kind of a Southwestern dish. And then I've got some chili powder. Now, my granny was from Texas and Oklahoma from my grandpa, and so Southwestern is kind of just staple for us. And so the flavors of that is just something that is ingrained in me because my granny taught my mama and my mama taught me. My granny taught me too. And so that's just the way we like to eat. So I get that going. And I leave a little bit of the vegetables kind of al dente because we like a little bit of crunch. We don't like everything to be just so soft. And then what I've got here is some pinto beans. And I cooked these up in the Instant Pot yesterday. And I put these in these quart jars. And I stick them in my fridge so that they're there when I need to use them. And if you don't do that, if you don't batch cook ahead, then grab yourself, depending on how many people you have to feed, either 1 or 2 cans of beans, if that's what you like to use. I don't do that because it's cheaper to cook my own beans, and I can control how much salt is in there. And for me, I realized early on my plant-based journey that it was the salt that was causing me the inflammation in my hands, my legs, my back, and my joints. And it was that inflammation from the salt that was causing my pain. And if I eat too many processed foods, I will see that swelling up again. And by processed foods, I mean things like these rolls. I eat these rolls. Whoops, I just dropped my spoon in the floor. Hold on 1 second, guys. Rinse them off. Find me a rag with the bean juice in the floor. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's what was causing my inflammation. I don't eat a lot of processed, prepackaged foods. The only thing I eat that's processed or prepackaged or might have oil or salt is like a packaged roll or these type of breads. I am kind of addicted to bread, and it is my one weakness. And if I gain weight or if I don't lose as steadily as I would like, that's the reason. Is because I love my bread, and I wish I could kick that habit because I think I would be the size I wanted to be by now, but I haven't managed to do that yet. So that's my dinner. It is onions, peppers, tomatoes, spices, and beans. And that's it. And hubby will have dippy bread. He calls it dippy bread. And kind of dip it in there. And I'll just fill up a bowl. And that's it. So that just has to heat through so that the beans that were pre-cooked just warm up. And if you'll notice, I started with some of my vegetables cooking longer, so they're quite soft. And then the last ones I put in will be al dente. So that'll give it a little bit of crunch and added nutrients because they are just kind of heated. They're not thoroughly cooked. So just an array of colors, foods, textures, nutrients, and a very well-balanced dinner. Have a good night, guys. Please do like and subscribe, okay?